Welcome to another episode of Blended Views. I am Nick.
I'm DeAndre.
First you gotta put your neck into it. Don't stop, just do it. Hey guys, it's me.
Well, this is a special episode because my man Dre gave me the opportunity to bring us in. So I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
No problem.
Also, this is another special episode because we have a special guest today. I'm going to... Hold on for a second. I'm trying to bring you in and them two talking.
Right, that's very rude.
All right.
No, we have a special guest, and we're going to let our sister Sayo introduce our special guest because if you guys haven't picked up on the facial structures of these two.
No, not the facial structure. The wig structure.
Not too much. This is our hair.
They're almost like twins.
This is my scalp.
So go ahead, Sayo. Bring our special guest in
Do
today.
it cute, too.
Keep it cute.
Thank you.
Well, guys, this is my, what is it, doppelganger or doppeldanger?
Doppel.
If it's a danger or ganger. Okay. This is my doppel. You guys can fill in the bottom.
Gang.
Okay, doppelganger. Partially the same face, aka my sister. Say hi.
Hi. Where am I looking?
Oh God.
She's having a conversation.
Just talk to us. I don't even pay attention to the cameras.
I'm Kyra.
So that's so aggressive. like my goodness. What's this thing in your nose?
It's called a septum.
A what?
A septum piercing. Whatever. You like it?
Did that hurt?
Actually, no.
It's a little crooked. You got to fix it.
Is it crooked?
There you go.
Is it straight now?
You could.
You ever feel like does it feel like your nose is running?
No.
I was curious about that.
No, it doesn't. I forget that it's there. I want to take it out, but I can't.
Why?
It's hard. I need like a screw or something. A wrench or something, they said.
To take it out?
You want to try? Be my guest.
I'm good.
I can't get it out. So.
Well, Kyra, give us the brief introduction of yourself. Where you from?
I like to pass.
We're gonna try this again.
Okay.
It's like, no. She says she likes to pass.
Yeah. I'm from Detroit. Youngstown.
8 Mile?
Really?
We're not from 8 Mile.
I always say, we always ask Silas, you from 8 Mile. You know, most people just put 8 Mile with Detroit.
Basically, yeah. All right. That's about it. I'm 21. I can drink legally.
So we have brought a younger person on the cast to give us, she's going to give us a different approach to a conversation today. So the topic of conversation, and I want to hear everybody's approach. You know, I'm a married man. You're in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Newly mother. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sister Sayo, she's not in a relationship. Single.
Big pimpin', baby.
And Dre's been in a relationship. He's a divorced man. The question
Currently
is...
out
Man.
whoring around.
Okay, listen, I got divorced a year. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
We
but
got
I'm
to put some
saying
context to that.
These are the perspectives. These are the perspectives that's
Yeah.
coming around.
All right.
In case we get in some, newer people, new
Or
listeners.
single relationship.
I'm not. Whoa.
Wow.
Wait, what you just say?
I didn't say all that.
What?
You say whore?
No.
Yes, you did.
Why would I say
I
that?
heard something.
I'm not a whore.
Whole single relationship married.
This coming from the person
Happily
who
married.
called. Did you know your sister gave me a nickname?
Oh
What
my
is it?
God.
Meat Lord.
I never said
Meat
when are you-
Lord.
When are you gonna stop
I've been
lying?
telling people this. They actually love it. I'm
Meat
serious
Lord.
about the hoodie. I'm getting the hoodie made. It's getting made right now as we
Meat
speak.
Lord?
Meat Lord.
You're happy to be a meat lord?
Hey.
Are you really getting a hoodie with that on?
Yes.
Can you describe meat lord?
Oh God.
Never mind.
Aren't you in a
I would
relationship?
like to pass, yes.
Okay. Keep that information to myself then.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I'll bring a question that
Is your guy secure? Because if he sees this, I hope he's secure with himself.
He is.
Nick, what are you saying?
You
I'm
asked me that
bringing
question.
up a question.
Go answer it.
Topic of conversation.
There's a bathroom right over there. All right. Go ahead.
I got something for you.
Topic of conversation today. We're gonna go around the word jealousy. So let me ask you guys a question. Going around the room, what
Bring
does
the mic to you.
what does the word jealousy mean to y'all? Or let me ask a better question. When you hear the word jealousy, what comes to mind?
I think it means you're a punk ass hater.
Definitely a hater.
Jealousy?
Well, are you saying for a relationship or friendship?
I'm just asking. We building on something here.
No, outside of being a hater, sometimes you're not even always a hater. 9 times out of 10 you are. I think it's like you have a large insecurity with yourself for you to even be jealous of another person, and envious of either a person, what they have going on, their situation, all of that. Like wrap them into it like a jealous ball. Like that. You see it?
I see it.
Dre, what comes to mind for you?
Being envious of someone because of your lack of having, or maybe going somewhere. You could be jealous because of something or a place that someone's going, something that someone has, whether it be material, relationship, something that you lack, someone else has. And I don't want to say that you're not capable of getting it. You just don't have it at the moment. Mm-hmm. But someone else does. So,
what if they do have it at the moment and they just like jealous of the way you got yours going? What if y'all got the same thing?
Because of attention, you mean?
Could be, yeah.
Because maybe somebody else gets a little bit more attention than them. That too.
Tyra, what comes to mind?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's a negative ball around jealousy, but I feel like what if you're accidentally jealous of someone? Like you don't actually come from a bad place with it.
How
It's
are
like
you
why I'm
accidentally
jealous of you. Like why I like what you're doing. Like I'm so jealous of you. But I don't mean it from a bad place. Like people have said that.
That's that new age.
Yeah, like people have said that to me. And it's like I don't know how to feel about that.
That's that passive.
Yeah.
I feel like that's that passive hate.
It's like not an intentional hate. I don't know. I feel like
I think jealousy is an internal thing.
I definitely I think of insecurity for sure.
Definitely internal.
I definitely think being jealous comes from just how you view yourself, and then now you looking at other people. So when it comes to a relationship, let me ask you this. The question is, can jealousy be healthy in a relationship?
Wow, that's a good question.
Let that play on. Can jealousy be healthy in a relationship?
From the look on their face, they want to say yes.
Who's they?
Both of y'all.
I don't know if I want to say yes, because I was trying to think of like a not negative jealousy in a relationship.
Yeah.
What is like a healthy jealous? What is that?
So I've heard before that you can, that typically women, it's nice to have a little bit of jealousy in there because it keeps y'all on y'all game. That's actually, it was a TikTok that I seen maybe a week or so ago.
Being jealous of another woman?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
No.
Not in the sense that like this. Okay, so I guess context. The video was, it was a woman that said, it's all right if, because your man may look a certain kind of way and he gets a certain kind of attention, like, a little jealousy is cool because it kind of keeps you on your toes.
I don't know. I feel like that should still come from like you. You should want to stay on.
That'll lead to insecurity though. Like,
oh my gosh, I feel like you should want to stay on your toes for you, because like if you are no longer in a relationship, are you still not going to stay on your toes? That should be like a thing that you do for yourself.
Well, typically you get on your toes when you get out of a relationship because you're trying to prove something. Usually trying to stunt on your ex.
But I'm saying like
typically you get complacent in a relationship. Some people, and I'm not going to say most or all, but
I would say
a lot.
I would say
yeah,
most.
you get comfortable.
A lot of people get real
All of
complacent.
that type
I
of
would
stuff
say
that they
most.
say.
And then the moment that your man or
was a
woman
lot.
gets some attention, you sitting there like looking like,
I'm about to
like
boss
Kevin
up
Hart.
on 'em.
Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I was a lot healthier when I was single. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm gonna leave it there.
You mean you was a little lighter
I like
in
to
the
use
weight
it-
department?
I like to use the term healthier
So why you don't get on him when he? But if that
because I was
would've
waiting on you.
if that would have been me,
Let me tell you something about your sister. She like to
my.
throw passive hating weight jokes around me.
no, I do not.
She fat shamed me.
do you get fat shamed?
Yes.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
She asked me if I was pregnant one day.
Wow. You're not, are you? So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna put you in the same ballpark
No, I'm
with her.
sorry.
You
I'm
keep
sorry.
playing.
No. I got Tourette, so.
To be honest with you, back to what we was talking about.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with you. I think jealousy, there's healthy boundaries of jealousy.
So are you jealous?
I live by the code that I am at somewhat competition to the world we live in, because there's always going to be a handsome guy, an in shape guy, and if I don't do what I need to do to keep myself at a certain standard, then I will lose to the world we live in.
So can we just call it like competitive
Yeah.
instead of like jealousy? Because I feel like you can come from a place of like competing, but not even in the sense of like negative, like oh, well, you know, my guy is fit, this, that, and the third. I'm about to, you know, let myself go and get 600 pounds when I know, like, when he met me, I was X amount of weight. And then
I mean, like, when I say jealous, when I
say
say jealousy, I mean like what Dre was saying. There should be like, there's a little, if I let myself go and I come outside and I'm seeing Shamar getting attention from other guys, it's gonna make me feel some type of way about myself. That's keeping me on my toes to say, you know what, we live in a day and age with social media, the world we live in, and everything else, that there's sex appeal or sex sales in this world we live in. So if you run around and you really in your mindset thinking that you don't got to keep yourself together, like you always gonna be the apple of your spouse's eye just without putting in work, you're gonna lose the game. You're gonna lose to somebody else that's willing to keep themselves together.
What you won't do, somebody else will.
Yeah, because I don't believe the whole because you in a relationship. You know, when you hear people say,
Hold on, Dre. One
Keep going, Dre. Keep going.
What you was about to say?
I was about to say something, but I forgot.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going, Dre.
when you hear people say because they get in a relationship, especially marriage, I don't have eyes for nobody else.
That's a fucking lie.
And I only see my husband
That's
or
a
my
fucking
wife.
lie.
I can't stand when people say that.
Why are you lying?
Like they're no longer human.
If a fat ass walk past you and you don't tap me to look at it, something wrong with you.
You like what?
I like when they be like, I only got eyes for you.
But that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Of
So
course it's a
wait,
lie.
how long you been in a relationship?
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
Wait.
Has he been the only?
Let's,
No, I don't. We can
kind of
continue.
going. Y'all been in a relationship for a long time, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And you're pretty young.
Yeah.
21,
21,
14, 15,
15,
16.
16.
I'm
Yeah.
telling mommy.
What? You know about it. Technically, it was 16. It's on my, technically 16th birthday.
Okay. So have you ever had eyes for anyone else?
What you mean?
Was this your first boyfriend?
Oh no! Don't distract her because she's.
No, because I was going
I mean,
to look
like-
back to it in a different way for you.
Is it like my first boyfriend? Like as
A
far
real
as
relationship.
relationship, yes. But I've talked to other people before.
Great. Now, my question:
I was going to get back.
have you
Ever had eyes for
had
anybody
eyes
else?
for someone else?
No, actually.
Why did you answer 10 minutes later though?
It was not 10 minutes later. I just had to think about it. I haven't. I mean, okay, so we always say, like, you know, of course, it'll always be like a female that'll, you know, whatever, or a male that'll look better than him or look better than me. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you want this, I'm not a kid. We're not, I mean, we were kids, but it's like we were both mature to realize, like,
Okay.
if this is right here,
So you acknowledge when you see.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, not like, oh, she's fine. Like, she's fine. But it's like, if you're attracted, I'm
We're not
attracted.
talking about she unless you go both ways, do you?
I was saying, like,
So we're talking.
Excuse me?
We're saying he. Are you not saying he?
She was
You're
referring
saying
to
she.
I was,
Okay.
yeah.
her man.
Yeah.
Well, we can't speak for him because we asked you a direct
Well,
question.
no,
not
no, him. Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
got you.
right.
So you don't think that being like so let me ask you a question. If y'all went out
Okay.
Don't play.
and you seen your man and let's just say he goes to the bar, everybody know what attractive looks like. Everybody knows what, if somebody sees somebody, it's like, okay,
Right.
that conversation look a little bit more. Does that anger you, or that like, okay, I have a good looking, you know, person that's gonna be attracted by women? Like,
Honestly, no. Well, because this is he don't like going out. He don't like talking to people.
okay,
Okay.
scratch going out.
So
You go to the store.
no.
And
I mean, I've thought about, you know, every girl, you know, when he get his hair cut, oh, you know, you look fine today, but no. Because when I get my hair done, yeah, I already know what's going on. Yeah, you know? Would you like some? You have something to say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so no, it doesn't bother me because I'm secure in myself.
I just, man, for me, it's not just like how you look, how you dress, how you carry yourself,
Right.
your mindset. I think that you should always in a relationship be growing together. Like,
Exactly.
like, I'm sorry, I can't sit around here and walk out the house wearing sweatpants and a hoodie and not getting my hair cut. You know, I'm sorry. And then there's a world of men. Man, my wife was hit on this weekend by a dude wearing a wedding ring. That shit don't matter nowadays. So it's like you got to keep on your A game because people don't care. I mean, same thing with me. I got clients that hit on me, and it's like.
But do that worry you when she gets hit on?
It keeps me on my toes.
Of course.
It makes me.
What did he look like?
I don't know. I wasn't with her.
She ain't tell you?
She said he was a handsome dude.
How did that make you feel?
Yeah.
I mean, it don't make me feel nothing.
How many times did you think about it?
I didn't think about it much.
It's natural. Think about it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I have to get myself in shape. I know what I have to do. I'm a blessed man that I got a wife that I don't have to worry about it as much, but I'm not naive enough to think that because I have a good wife, I don't have to keep myself together. Yeah. That's a foolish mindset for any man or woman.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you know, attraction fades. At the end of the day, you know, you've been married 5, 10 years. You're gonna that stuff has to fade. You got to keep yourself together.
Well, I wouldn't say the attraction fades. Attraction shifts.
Attraction shifts. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's deeper than that. So what drew you guys to each other? Was it looks? Of course, for me. First, but didn't it
yes.
her brain?
For me, I was at a place where, and I had this conversation with Dre before. We was at a place where we was chasing cat for a minute. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wait, what are you chasing? What were you chasing?
Was chasing cat.
Like meow,
like mouse and cat,
or the animal.
Pud.
Thank you, Dre. I went to a small high school. I went to a
what? You can say it in there. Wait, you think
she
you
say?
meant what?
It's blended views unfiltered. I went to a small high school. We got to the university and went nuts. We started seeing a lot more, and we was chasing that kitty. Shit got old to me fast, honestly. So when
You was doing it, or you was just like chasing it? Was you actually getting into it, or you was just running after it?
We was into it.
Okay.
Falling into it.
He was falling into it.
Yeah. Shit got old. It got old to me though, and because it's like I didn't expand past. We live in a city. We live in a small city, so it's like you start meeting the same type of mindset in the city. So to answer your question, I met my wife, and she was a different. We had a different type of conversation up front. It's like, dang, you know, you on what I'm on. I'm attracted to you, not only physically, but like there's an emotional connection, and you know, it just, man, almost a decade in now. But at the end of the day, like we didn't have conversations. Me and my wife didn't have conversations about continuously growing together because we know that we still got to be attracted. We are. I feel like you're at a war against the outside world. Not in a like. Not like literally, but like we live in a world where social media is ran, where it's like it's sexy dudes, it's sexy women. A thought becomes something, and it's like you gotta like
you're competing constantly.
You are. You gotta keep yourself not just like you said, not just physically, but mentally, yep. Everything. You
financially.
Yes, you have to keep growing, and like that jealousy thing of knowing I have a beautiful wife. I have to be aware that she's getting hit on when I'm not around. So either she can get hit on by a handsome dude and then come home like, man, look, I got this built dude to hit on me, and I got to come home to this unhealthy man. How you think that'll make her feel?
I think it's deeper. Well, to me, it's deeper than just.
What's deeper? Explain that, please.
Okay, because you're basically are talking about looks. Like at the end of the day, like, oh, this handsome man hit on me. Of course, but it's more like it's the principle. Like you said, he had a wedding ring on. That right there is unattractive to me already because you have a wife and you clearly don't respect her. So I would be a fool myself to entertain this whatever that you're giving me because what do I think you're going to do to me?
So you have to take into account life circumstances as well, though. Yeah. So where is his wife at, hypothetically? Where's his wife at in her mental? This dude is a predator. You're lying. He sees something that he likes, so he go after it. If she's in the wrong mental state, emotional state, she could get got.
Let me tell you something. I said it a lot. I don't blame a man. He hit that mom. He doing what he doing. My wife cheat on me. I never put fault on another man. That man doing what he need to do.
Of course. Yep.
I've always said that. I think it's funny to me when two couple they cheat on each other and then that person mad at the dude and like no that this man don't owe me no type of allegiance.
No
this
type
man
of
don't owe me
loyalty.
nothing.
I never understood
I didn't take vows with this man. He doing what he doing. He see a beautiful woman, bro. Go ahead. Because if I'm not doing like Dre said, if I'm not doing what I'm doing, then he could have won. And whose fault is that? It's my fault as a husband because I ain't doing what he doing him. And I'm at home dropping the ball. I'm fumbling the bag and somebody else picked it up on me. That ain't his fault. He was at the right place at the right time. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that sometimes like we look at it like, oh, they're gonna stay because of my mindset. And yes, that's all beautiful. But you gotta see past the outer frame to get to that mindset. So it's like you still gotta be attracted to who you with in some
Of course.
capacity.
Yeah. And don't get it twisted. Just because you look a certain way, you got all the money in the world, and your mentor is there, don't mean that ain't nobody still go step out on you. You can have all the boxes checked, and somebody will still, if they want to, step out and do their thing.
Yeah, I think it's all about the pregame.
So being 21 years old in a relationship for 5 years,
It's interesting.
it is, right? So do you see him as your forever?
Yeah.
So why are we taking these pauses here, you know?
That's just how I answer questions.
Yeah? Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did it again.
On purpose. But listen, so for 5 years, you in like, how long would you say that are you in love?
Yeah.
How long have you been in love?
Now that truly in love, I feel like probably a good maybe 2-3 years.
2-3 years?
Yeah, I mean, because here I always think of it as like we were young when we first started
You're
talking.
still young.
We were very, very young though, and just.
Nothing.
Laughing outside.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were on and off. Huh?
I said tip over me.
That's the wrong one, Joker.
We were like on and off. It wasn't like a steady. It's like it hasn't been a steady 5 years. We were on and off in the beginning, so of course it wasn't like, oh, I loved you, but I wasn't in love. Then it also didn't know what love was like. Like I didn't grow up looking at like this is what real love is supposed to look like, or this is what real love look like. I didn't really have. I mean, and we was in the hood too, so it was in a lot of
Hood love is real.
examples of love.
It's love in the hood.
It is, but it's not always the best examples of love.
Not always, right? But it's love in the hood, though.
It is love in the hood.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Kyra. Being young, I had 2 questions. Actually, the first one. We had a conversation on this podcast earlier. Being that you're 21, and I like that we have you on because you're going to give a different perspective. What is love to you? What is your definition of love?
Are you speaking relationship wise or friendship wise?
Since we're on the topic of relationship.
Relationship?
Yes.
Love to me, I'm going to say like, I'm just use an example of what love is to me. It's like knowing what you're thinking. Okay, like so us, we usually on the same page. Like it's a lot of stuff that I don't have to say and he'll already know. Like say I want some cookies, but I didn't say I want cookies yet. But he just get up and go make cookies because he know I like cookies. To me, because I think love is acts of it's actions, yeah, like acts of services. Because I don't like to be touched. So I'm not a physical touch.
Have you read the book, Your Love Languages, the 5 Love Languages?
No.
That should be our next read
Should.
if you're serious about your relationship. Sounds like you did.
He is.
You're kind of touching on some points in the book.
He's a physical touch
He's
guy.
a physical touch.
So how does that
we kind
work?
of clash.
Yeah.
I try to
How did y'all get a baby?
compromise. I don't know.
It was doing a lot of physical touching.
Yeah.
Next topic, please. We clash a lot because I don't like to be touched, or we compromise. What I always say is, touch me how I want to be touched. Don't touch me how you want to touch me. Like, you know how they say, love me how your partner wants to be loved. That's what I usually say. Because,
Well, isn't that counterproductive at the same time, though?
like, what do you mean?
Although your love language is physical touch, only touch me how I want to be touched.
Yeah.
No,
I
she
mean,
said her
is
love
am I
language
wrong?
isn't physical touch.
Right.
His
But
is.
she's
But mine
Oh,
is
I see
like,
what you mean.
she's saying touch me how I want to be touched though, even though your
Yes.
love language is physical touch. But she just said
I mean, because it's like if physical touch is that's your love language, okay, let's compromise and touch me how.
yeah, but
I
you
want
only
to be
want to be
touched.
touched how you want to be touched though. What if he don't like that touch though? So
Well,
he's
this is-
doing more than
well, This is my
compromising.
body.
Well, we understand that.
Well, what is your love language?
Physical touch.
Oh. yeah, that explains a lot. Well, you are a meat lord.
There you go. See?
Oh,
So
my
That's what
God.
I'm talking about right there.
So-
you see the active listening that's going on right now? That's what I'm
I
talking
am
about.
not a big. No.
So
I
if he came up behind you while you were washing dishes and just, hugged you or rubbed your butt or something like that, you wouldn't like that.
No. I mean, a lot of times I just like let it go. But I have also, I don't like people standing behind me or like if I'm
But
sitting
he's
down in
not
a chair.
people. He's your
Of
man.
course he's not. I'm comfortable with him, but at the end of the day, I still have boundaries as a person, and I still respect his boundaries. So if I don't want to be touched that certain way, I express like, listen, like, stop touching me. Not all the time.
That's how you express it.
Yeah,
Stop touching me.
We're comfortable. Like this is sometimes it's not even like this is my boyfriend because we're more like best friends. So I can literally tell like literally we just say whatever to each other. So if I don't want to be, because he'll tell me like sometimes.
Was y'all best friends to start off with?
No.
I'm about to say this
Actually-
kind of running the family.
Oh,
Now,
Oh,
you
y'all-
thought she was gonna say yes.
no, I was just asking.
Yeah.
I was-
No.
So
we wasn't best
listen.
friends.
So because this here, I'm kind of confused here. So like, let's say because you got how old is he?
He's 21 too.
So you guys are both 21 years
Mm-hmm.
old. You don't like being touched. So let's he loves physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys grow more and more, okay, and of course things change in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like how is that going to work when he craves a certain kind of touch, but you're not feeling like giving that because it is your body and boundary. So we.
Okay,
The disclaimer is we are not saying that a man has rule over a woman's body, but what we're saying in a relationship though.
I get married. That's both our body.
Listen, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Hey,
I'm just playing. I'm just
what's
playing.
happening? So
I mean, I
so
get what
like,
you're saying.
Just
but
a
I'm
little-
saying
just a
like
little
if
bit.
like
Phone the police.
like he basically
both our
has to
body.
he has to.
She
He
be
had a
touching
long
me when I
day,
walk
right?
past.
He had a long day at work.
She grabbed
He
me
comes
up,
home.
get
All he
home.
want to do is
Get
cuddle
off
up with
me.
his woman. So he coming over there, and you like, yeah, bruh, it's gonna be a no.
No.
So-
See, it sounds bad saying it. Like I feel like it would have to be cameras for y'all to actually get it. Like just like he compromised, I compromised. Like it's not a constant like don't touch me, but it's more of a it's certain times.
Just most of the time.
Not most of the time. Like I'm just
So would you
batch.
agree to be in an open relationship so that
Hell
he can
no.
get that from someone else?
No.
Why?
You can openly walk out the door. Bye. Leave me alone.
He will openly walk out, but he'll be back.
Don't come back. Close
Why?
it. What do you mean why?
So he can go and get that from someone else.
Absolutely.
Because what if he craves it every day, but he loves you?
If he loves me and he craves it every single day, first of all, you can't love me and crave it every single day because
Whoa, why?
I'm not that type of person. So it's stuff that
But that's basically you telling him how to love.
no, it's not. It's
It-
well,
it-
of
you
course.
said- you
I'm
said-
telling you how to love me.
You said with me, you can't be that kind of person. So you're
No,
telling
not-
him how to
no
love.
way. Okay, well, if that's how you take it, yeah. At the end of the day, if I don't want to be touched, I don't want to be
Do
touched.
you wear the pants in a relationship? No. Oh, the way you just said that.
No, I don't think we have pants.
It's a figure of speech.
Of course, duh.
So, is
I'm saying I don't feel like in our relationship, no, it's not more of a dominant whatever. I let him lead. I do what I mean, he let me lead sometimes too. It's
Okay.
like we meet each other. We share the pants.
Amazing.
okay.
This is a good perspective. I mean,
It is.
because number one,
Because there's actually a lot of women that are like that. They don't like being touched. Now I will say this: the numbers can prove it too. It's majority of black women that are like that. Like, don't touch me. And not saying that there isn't white women or Latina women, because there is, but I'm saying it's majority. Like, black women take that, like, if I want to be, don't touch me.
I mean, it's just in general. Like I
Are
just
you like
don't.
that?
I'm not a
I
hoe.
probably touch my wife
Don't touch
100 and 200 times a day.
No.
He still does it, though.
Mine is quality time and physical touch.
Those are my top two. So
probably
it's like,
slap my-
Quality. I love
I probably
quality.
slap
time.
my wife's butt every time I walk past her.
Yeah,
That-
it's like a habit. It's like a.
It's annoying.
It's not a piece of meat, of course, but it's like.
But it's annoying though. It's kind of. He doesn't.
We're gonna have to have a talk with him.
Yeah.
No.
We're going to have a talk with him.
We can help him getting you to like be in touch. He must not just be doing it right.
Oh no, I'm not. Okay.
she almost dropped the bag there. Grandma watched the podcast.
Hey, Jess.
I'm not saying that. I don't know.
He must not be doing it right.
So,
I'm not gonna say what you want me to say.
so you've been in love for 2 to 3 years, and your definition of love. Can you please?
Yeah, we gotta go back to that.
Yeah,
You're
can you
right,
because it wasn't real clear. You was a little all over the place with that. Can you just give a straight answer to that one?
I feel like it was clear
You said your love is him just knowing what to do for you.
for both of us.
But that could be
can't really
But that could be
explain that.
detailed to some people. It's just familiar. Can someone help somebody? Help me?
Familiarity.
Yeah, that could be that.
Um,
He's just familiar with you. Because I mean,
Love.
Dre, you're an older dude. He's not that older. Dre is older. He's the older one on the podcast.
He's older.
But we done been around the block.
Hey.
I didn't say a word.
How many relationships marriages that don't seem like they're happy? They're just very familiar with each other.
Oh, a lot.
And you got to be careful. I'm saying that to say be careful with that because you guys can learn each other. Time is going to do that.
of course.
Yeah.
Time is going to help you be familiar with your boyfriend and him with you as his girlfriend. But it got to go deeper than that, honestly, because you'll mess around and just. You ever seen the movie Good Deeds?
I think I don't know.
The Tyler Perry one?
Tyler Perry movie in the beginning when they just was so.
That's the one with Taraji?
No, that's the one when him and Gabrielle Union was married in the beginning, and then that girl was living. She was working at
Tandy Newton.
Yeah, she was working
She
at the
had the
building.
little girl? Yeah.
Little girl looked like a little boy.
Stop it. They were homeless.
Gabrielle Union and who else?
Tyler Perry. They were married, but they were like, rich or whatever. And then he like took in the homeless lady, Tandy Newton, and she was like the cleaner at one of his buildings.
Long story short is in the beginning of the movie, they was just so familiar with each other. She could finish his sentences. She knew what tie he was gonna wear. She knew everything about him, but they was miserable because it wasn't in love. Like they just shared that. Like we knew each other. Like
They knew each other for a long time.
but then this homeless girl come in and she kind of like, hey, kind of gave him a different outlook on life. And long story short, they end up getting, if you're gonna watch the movie. But I just say be careful with just saying that because it's like you can get to a point and a lot of people, man, they be in a relationship and then it's harder to break a person the more time you give it.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't know. I'm not really good at explaining things.
That's okay. This
know.
is a good conversation because we don't get the number one. I wasn't in love at 21. Be honest with you. Even though I was together, I didn't really know what love was. It took some time for me to realize what made me love my wife. So it's good to hear it from a different perspective, like of a younger person. But let me ask you this. Back to that, I'm gonna challenge you. This is being that y'all got together so young. Have you ever been in love before?
No.
How you know what love is?
That's what I was going to say. I feel like we had to learn what love was as we got older. I feel like social media definitely, because we're 21, so we're more social media than you guys are. Because
Gen X.
you're older, and then you're older, and then you're older.
Hold the hell up. That's a lot of olders you throwing around.
Well, I said older for him, and then
No.
I said just older.
Oh, old as hell.
Yeah, like we got
I'm not.
dinosaur
Don't tell these
time,
people that.
then, like,
Carry on.
okay. It was a lot of, like social media, you have all these posts where it's like love should look like this or love supposed to be like this. And then you have, different girls over here, different guys over here. And this guy's a baller. He's in the streets and he got fast money. And this girl, she's got, butt, all this kind of stuff. So we had to learn each other. And like, if this is what's going on, I don't know. We didn't know what love was.
I think like just being her sister and then like knowing how we both grew up and not always having like the best definitions or examples of love like in front of us. And then like you said, like still being in a relationship from 15 or 16 and then you guys are 21, have a kid, this, that, and the third. I think she's done like a good job at like making her own definition of love, whatever that is, and like whatever they share in their relationship. Just like watching her, like, you know, like from the outside looking in, and then knowing like the examples that we had around
that
us.
was around us. And that's why I say, well, I can only speak for myself. I didn't know what love was, and I didn't know what love looked like. I mean, of course, I had this example, and then I had this example. So how I grew up, I kind of, the love that I wanted in my life, I wanted it to be opposite from the love that I grew up seeing, if that makes sense. Because, you know, like when people say, like, I didn't have role models, I had people that I wanted, like, to be opposite of. Or I didn't want to be like them when I got older. So I feel like that's kind of how it was. And I had to make love what I wanted it to be in my world. Like, my home is how I wanted my home to be, even growing up or now. Like, home is my safe space. This is my personal space. This is what goes on here. Like, it's totally different from what I grew up in or what I've seen around, or it's just different.
I would have to say, Kyra, you sound like you're above your time.
Oh, I am.
I would say you're a more mature 21-year-old.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, she call me an old lady all the time.
So let me ask you a question about your sister.
You talking to her or you talking to me?
Let me ask you a question about your sister, Sayo. She talked about how she was in a toxic relationship. Did her situation ever scare you?
It should have.
Please, Booze.
This joker was dangerous.
I was not the aggressor.
We jumped him.
Stop that.
What?
Nothing.
We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, we did. Nothing happened. Did it scare me?
Well, let me ask you, on a serious note.
Did it influence you at all?
Did her breakup influence the way you looked at her? Because she was in love. You're looking like, man, nah, that shit ain't for me. That's for the birds.
Honestly, I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't say yes. Because I feel like with you guys and how I feel like I always wanted what I thought, because like I said, I had to learn what love was, or I had to see how I wanted love to be in my life. I thought, you know, oh, this person, like, they always go back to each other. So that's gotta be love, you know, like whatever the case may be, they always come back. So I'm like, yeah, I like that. Like, yeah, that's it right there. I want to always return to each other. But then, you know, like, as you get older and you realize that it's like that probably wasn't like always the best option. Like, and they always coming back. But every time you return back to each other, it's like this damage has already been done. So it's like you bringing this baggage on, and every time you're restarting, you're really not restarting. So I would say it was hard because I was younger too. I kind of grew up.
Who's older out of you two?
She is.
I would slap you.
I think she might get you.
I would slap you.
Yeah, she might get you.
She's definitely very mature.
She's a mature 21-year-old. Yeah. Like I said,
There's not a lot of 21-year-olds that have this mindset. What would be, or yeah, what's been your like in your foundation? Obviously, or something in your foundation that caused you to think like this at this tender age of 21. What were some influences that got you to this point, mindset wise?
I don't know. I feel like I just seen it all, and I've been through it all at an early age. So what influenced it definitely is my home life. I mean, I think we can both say that our home life influenced me, like what I see right here. And it's nothing, you know, towards my mom or anything, but it's like what I seen, I just knew that I had to be opposite. Like, you know, sometimes people, when they're growing up and they see something a certain way, they're like, oh, there's no way, like, I have to be different. But slowly over time, they become exactly what they became their environment without realizing it. I just always made sure, like, no, like, I definitely want to be the opposite of this. So I would just use that as my foundation. And then what I did used to say, what I can honestly say is that I used to be like, man, like, I want a man like my grandfather. Like, he loved my grandma through anything. Like, I just always wanted him to walk me down the aisle or whatever. It wasn't the perfect example of love, but I definitely kind of look towards that more as far as like a man. Because, you know, sometimes when a female has, I would say daddy issues or whatever, like, there's not a man really present. Sometimes they grow up needing that validation in men sometimes.
Oh, we know.
I never felt like I needed.
We had a
that,
list
like,
for those girls in school.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
I never felt like I needed validation from men because I didn't grow up with it in the home. Like I always craved it, like because when I would go to school or I would, this person had their dad or this person this. I never grew up like, wow, like I need this man to love me or I need this man to. I never grew up like that, and that's one of my foundations too. I had to over time find love in myself first. I had to love myself and know what I wanted and know what I deserve before anything really.
So what has, in your opinion, what has loving yourself taught your boyfriend?
What has loving myself taught my boyfriend?
Yep.
That's a good question, actually.
I feel like in a way it's taught him how to love me better. Because I can honestly say, because I didn't know what love was, it was a lot. And then once I realized, I love myself now. I know who I am. I'm more secure with myself. It's like, all right, I got to change the way I move towards you. Like, I see what kind of person you are, so I got to do. But kind of like how you say, like when you say, you know that you have to do things with yourself. So your wife say, kind of whatever. I feel like that's what happened with him. It made him get on his shit.
Is he unhealthy?
I wouldn't say unhealthy, no.
Okay.
No,
Okay, I was just curious.
he's not unhealthy. He's actually healthy.
So you can see you said you could see him as your forever guy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you envision that how you guys will grow in love, like in the future?
How we will grow.
Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Here's a good one. If you could be sitting in front of a room telling a story of you and him, but it's not past tense, it's in the future. Give us a synopsis of what that looks like to the point so vividly that we can see it, we can touch it, we can feel it.
Like
what does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Tell us.
Like a day with us, kind of?
No. What does love look like with you guys? Just describe it.
Dre tends to ask questions that's going to make you think.
It kind of looks like maybe out of a movie, I would say. Like how it's so good in the beginning where it's the smiles over here, the kids running around the house, maybe dad's on the grill. Because that's him. He loves the grill. Me, on the other hand.
Can he cook, though?
Oh, yes,
Right.
he can cook.
Loving the grill and being a good
He can
cook.
Big
cook.
difference.
It's not even just the grill. He can honestly cook. Like, I'm the
Spaghetti.
cleaner, but he's the cooker. Like,
Hot dogs,
no. What?
eggs,
Ribs.
ribs.
Meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the meat lord?
Like the meat lord. No.
Meatloaf and cook.
So can you cook, actually? 'Cause we've talked to your sister
I
about
can cook.
She was cooking real good yesterday.
See?
She was.
cooking what?
Nah, I didn't need it,
Salmon.
I didn't do salmon yesterday.
but she.
I did chicken and rice, like the kind of like the soup kind, like that. Grammy, remember Grammy used to do chicken and noodles?
Did you put the
But I
right, like
did.
you got out the packet, that $1 cheddar broccoli? That's my stuff, though.
I will slap you.
That's my stuff, I ain't gonna lie.
No.
Okay, back to your story. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I can cook.
I'm about to fix this.
Off. Oh, okay.
Go ahead. You were saying what it look
What's
like in the
happening?
movie? No, I'm about to fix it. I don't want the sound to be all jacked up.
I forgot where I was at.
So he can fix it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a movie. It's like it's understanding. It's warm. The love is warm. Like at first it was hard to communicate because I used to have a really bad temper.
Oh, God.
Not
Fuck.
too much. Not too much, boo.
What
Not
you
too
did?
much.
Keep it cute.
Keep it. Thank you. Keep it cute.
What she did?
I used to have a really, really bad, like really short temper. Like you just saying one thing to me, like it kind of probably would piss me off, and it would piss me off for the whole day.
So
And
when he
like,
touched you back in the day, it was get the off.
oh no, it wasn't even that. It was just like if you,
Attitude was disgusting.
if you go low with me, I'm gonna go to hell, and I'm not gonna be sorry about it.
You go low with me.
I'm gonna go to hell. I'm gonna go lower.
That's gonna have to be the sound bite.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I mean, it's really like, and then that's why I try like not
I
to
get along real well with you.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
That's that Scorpio in
It's
y'all.
like no remorse at all.
It's not because I try really hard
So
to
you
keep
throw
my
low blows.
anger. Absolutely, because
You
if
try
I'm
not to.
trying,
You stay away from them low blows.
Yes.
And you just sit back and you go, okay.
okay,
yeah,
you
cool.
keep on messing with
And then you
me.
hit that one nerve and it's just like, well,
Now-
you know you done fucked up, right?
Now I'm about to make you hurt.
That menace to society.
Yep. It's like now because you pissed me off so bad. Now it's my mission to piss you off more than me.
We were
And you
opposites.
can do it with less words than they did.
That's scary.
Like
Yeah.
we were opposites. Like she's always been the like, you know how like so our mom would say something and I would just be the one to comply. She's the one.
Okay.
Well, why? For what? She's always like been like the bullheaded one, and I'm just like, all right.
Well, I've just always felt like too, growing up in a black home, some stuff was just retarded to me.
We
So
we can't use them
it
words these
didn't make
days.
sense to me. It just didn't make sense to me. Even growing up, like a kid, like I would honestly try to express myself. Like my mom would ask me a question and then get mad that I answer. And then if I didn't answer, she was like, "Well, why are you ignoring me?" Like, "Oh, so you don't hear me talking." So it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? And then it's like, I just didn't want to accept that everything being said to me is what I had to go.
That's what it was.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
just didn't understand.
Think outside the box.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, I understand what you're saying to me, but why are you saying that to me? Like, can you explain? But
I like that.
wow, you
She
are the
all right.
worst.
You know,
Yeah,
you know what?
you all right.
If Matthew mess up, you know, you may have
His name is Isaiah.
You may have a seat right over here next to me.
Isaiah.
Let me tell you something. Don't let no matter what people tell you, you okay with us.
Who's Matthew?
You know, Matthias.
You got some good
Isaiah?
thinking over there.
Oh,
you think
see.
it's more than you think better than these old heads out here.
Yeah.
Keep it cute.
Make sure,
No,
I got a
before we
question.
move on, I want everybody to do this. Actually, this, like, what does it look like to y'all two? Like, you are married. You've
Happily
been married
married.
3-4 years.
Yes.
3 years, right?
Yes.
3 years you've been
Going on
married,
4, yeah.
right? Y'all been together 9
Yes.
9 years, right? So obviously you guys have experienced highs and lows.
Damn.
Right? You experienced highs and lows. But obviously both of you guys want greater for each other
Yes.
and individually, but together though, what does your marriage, what does your love, like what does that look like? What does it feel like? Future tense. If you could explain this to an audience or to someone that you were really, really close with, let's just say you hadn't seen them in a while. They was across seas without a phone and they just popped up and you could explain, they ask you like, what is it about Shamar? Like, what do you guys look like in the next 5 to 10 years, 20 years? Like, what does that look like? What does it feel like?
Man, next 10 to 20 years, man, is just... So we break our lives down into stages. So right now we're in the building stage. And it's like, this is like kind of like, to me, one of the hardest stages. And I know I haven't been there yet, but I almost feel like if you can get past, it's almost like a roller coaster. I look at our lives like we're at a point now, we're going through our hardest times now. But I think that to me, what we're going through now is just like, it's almost like building up, like it's about to be a movie almost. It's like once we get past this, because I feel like, you know, once you see a person in every season of life, because, you know, you get in a relationship with people and you might see them at their top. Mm-hmm. And then when you see a person at their top, you got to see a person at their lowest. You need to see a person. Once you get past seeing a person all seasons of aspects, aspect of life, then it's like you can get through anything. I know there's stuff that's going to come, you know. But I just feel like you said, if I was to look up 10 years from now, we done went through our Rockies, our highs, our lows. And I always look at, like, what we go through is to help the next generation know that, like, you know what, you can be in love, you can be married in this negative world. Marriage is becoming extinct in this world, and, like, it's possible. And I want our love to be a reflection to people to know, like, yeah, listen, you could find somebody at the age of 15, 16 years old, fall in love, and be there and be happy.
Hold on. So, I want y'all to really grasp what this question is. That's all good stuff.
I might not be grasping it.
I need to know what it looks like and what it feels like. That's great and all. We need all that, and that's cool. But, like, what does it feel like, though? Like, how can you place me right there in that moment with you? Like, how can you explain it? Like, if I'm sitting here and I'm explaining what I want my love, you know the feeling that you get when you're in a building or when you're at an event and you're sitting there chilling. You really don't want to be there, right? You don't know nobody there. And then somebody walk in, close friend, family member, cousin. Usually it's like a cousin walk in. You like, oh, we about to clown. My homie is here. My nigga is here. We about to get in. That feeling that you get of joy and excitement. Or on Thanksgiving Day when that pie come out the oven and you know you about to smash on that sweet potato pie. Your favorite food, mine is a Cinnabon, right? One of my favorite desserts. Ain't nothing like me standing down at Eastern Mall in Columbus, watching that. Listen,
I know that feeling.
Watching that fresh Cinnabon come out that joint, and I'm just sitting there looking. I'm like, God dang, and I can't wait. Listen, saliva's coming down my lip. I'm trying to catch it as I'm listen. It's off the chain, and then get that extra cream to go on that Cinnabon, and then you hit that first bite. Bruh, that first bite is like it's like heaven. And you just sit there and you like, God dang.
Only fit people can talk about food like this.
That's how I want my love to be. You see how you felt that? You understood it? You could taste that Cinnabon, right? That's how I'm explaining to y'all. That's what my love is going to be like. Or for you, right? When you get that fresh slide in.
Excuse me?
Hey, and don't let it be some new slide in. For y'all say, when you get that fresh new slide in, listen, and you sit there and you've been hoping and praying like, I hope it's good. And you get there, you like,
closest thing to heaven.
In your head, you like, God dang, like you on top of the world, right?
Yes.
Hey, that's what I want my love to be like. That's what my love's going to be like. Until you see how you felt that?
Yes.
That's what I need you to explain to me. What does y'all love look like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? Put me there, right there in there, so I can feel like I'd be like, you know what? This joker's really in love.
Man, it's hard to say, honestly.
All y'all.
All right, I'm working on it.
Work on it now. While Nick, you can work on it too. Sile, come on. What you got?
So before I had how I wanted it to feel, but I don't think you felt it enough. So like mine, if you know me, you know I love what?
Wine.
Oh my God. You see that?
That was quick.
Wine makes me just like, I don't know. It's something about
just liquor, period.
a glass.
I thought you was gonna say restaurant condiments. That's what's in the fridge.
Oh, please.
Wheat thins.
No, for real. Like, I love wine. Like, I love wine so bad, especially drinking wine with my pants off. Something about drinking wine and just doing stuff with your pants off anyway. But wine to me is just like it just brings me down. It calms me. I feel good when I drink it. It tastes good to me. Wine, I look good when I drink the wine too. I noticed that too. You ever walk past your mirror and drinking a glass of wine? No? You should try it with your pants off. But anywho, like I want my love to feel like that. Like I had a long day at work. I know that when I drink this wine, I'm going to be calm. I had a long day at work. I know that you are going to just do something or say something to completely calm me, to relax me, to bring me down from this anxious, long, bad day that I had at work. I also like to drink wine anywhere, but I love drinking wine like in my own home. And I also want my love to feel like home. Like I want my person to just feel like, because I mean, people have different opinions, but I feel like your home should be like your place, your safe place, your sanctuary, if you must.
You're
like home. Yes, I'm excited to go here. I've created this place. I've worked hard for this place. I pay for everything in this place. I put my whatever, my work, my tears, blood, whatever, depending on what you living in this place. So that's how I want my love to be. Like I put my time in with this person / place. I put my tears or whatever in with this person / place. And now I'm proud of like where I am because this is home. Like you feel like home to me. I'm comfortable with you. I feel like you can see me at my most vulnerable state and you don't judge me, or I don't feel like I have to be a certain type of way around you. I'm excited to be vulnerable with you. And I know like, yeah, we on the same page. Like at the end of the day, like this is home. This is my best friend. This is my glass of wine.
You want your love to be home.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point, honestly. Because a lot of people don't understand. It's like, when you really in love, I was having a conversation with my homie. And he was telling me how, man, like, he feel like he had the place down. He really want to find that right person. And I was just telling him, that's like, bro, when you find that right person, it's like, and it's really like a genuine thing. Like it ain't about lust. It ain't about the kids. It ain't about just like, it ain't about nothing, but it's like I want to come home. Like I done had a hard day. I done worked out 10, 12 hours a day, and it's like I can't wait to just come home to be
I was
with
about to say that, yeah.
Like that's when you know, like you found it, because like you're right. There's plenty of men. I'm sure it's women, but there's plenty. I'm just speaking of the man. There's plenty of men that's like they don't want to go home. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of people that their home ain't their sanctuary. Their home is their headache. I know. I used to work with this one dude where this dude couldn't wait to get to work. Because he did not want to be home. He didn't want to leave work.
GM. They pick up every extra shit.
Man, cats didn't want to leave work. But when you got that person where it's like you're genuinely happy to talk to them, you can't wait to tell them the best news. You can't wait to fall asleep with them, waking up. Everything is just, and love is not perfect. Marriage is not going to be perfect. This ain't an everyday thing.
No, it's not.
But when you got that right person, man, it goes beyond sex. It goes beyond money. It goes beyond your body, his body. It goes beyond just the attraction. Attraction is important. Though. You still want to be, you still got to get that thing up. Yeah. But you know you got that right person. Like when you coming home, and it's like, I can't wait to get home because that's my wife. I don't know about, you don't like touching enough. I like to come home and grab my wife and just, I like coming home late when she already asleep. Just climbing in the bed and just
slap it on her.
Yes, but laying next to my soft
exactly
wife
is he slapping?
Gives me the best sleep.
What are you slapping?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, you're slapping the cheek on her? So you're cheek to cheek is what you're saying? No. What are you slapping on her?
Your fingers?
Your hand.
Down, slapping your fingers
your hand.
on?
You know what
the hand usually don't be. It usually be like that.
I don't know. Drake said, "Paint a picture for us."
I am.
It's okay, man. You know my what we do.
A canvas.
Listen, tell your man.
Let me see. So you gotta like being. You gotta get out of this not being touched though.
You guys are totally misunderstanding it.
I understand what you're saying.
I do too.
I don't think you guys really get it.
No, dude. I'm pressing the issue for people out there who. But I get what you're. I understand. But you still need to get it together.
What about you, Dre? You're a vivid person. The way you just described that Cinnabon.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
What's the ideal situation for you?
Right.
Not the ideal person.
I just gave it.
I
described it by giving an example.
He kind of
you want that feeling, like the same feeling.
The Thanksgiving meal, that fresh slide in. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is when you go get the fresh line up? You ain't been cut in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
That's you right now.
Listen. Here it is right here. Hey, let me give you
You envisioning it right now.
I'll give you the full joint right here, right? All right, you fresh out the chair. You know you got somewhere to go.
Man.
You go get your fit on. So you know dang right. You looking right. You go to the event. After the event, the event is over at 1 p.m. You trying to go everywhere now.
Yes. Like when you was in school going to get that pencil
you trying
sharpener.
to go.
Right,
You go to the mall.
fit.
Don't nobody even go to the mall no more. You walk around the mall just to try to be seen. Ain't nobody even there. So now you going to TJ Maxx. You going to the grocery store because ain't nothing there. But I'm just trying to be seen out here because you look good. That's what you. That's how I want it, Doug.
Yeah, man.
All of those things combined. That's my joint.
Love is a
So I'm
beautiful
placing
thing.
you there.
I got a question for the panel.
Wait, before we do that, do you want to revise your answer?
Man, my love.
Yeah, I'll revise.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, man. It's like it just gives me the warmest feeling, honestly. It's just like if we had to put you in a place like how you going on vacation and you've been looking at the resort for weeks and weeks. It's like, this is the most beautiful. I just can't wait. And you step foot at this most beautiful palace, the feeling that it gives you. When y'all get to Cancun and stuff, y'all just step foot in the resort and it's like, man, this is like heaven. It's almost how I feel like I want my love. I want my home to be like, obviously I don't live in a resort, but the same feeling of walking into something that's like, this is freedom. This is love. This is, and it's not and the thing about it is that it's out there for people. Yeah. I think a lot of people is like, man, that's fairy tale stuff. No, it's out there. You just gotta find
man,
the
that's
right
what
person.
you make it.
It's what you make it.
I don't think people should get caught up into so much the social media part of it or the movie part of it because that number one, that's a script. All right. But at the end of the day, if you look at it a different way, like make your own script up.
Make your own script.
Like you just said, I don't live in a resort. Make your home your resort, though.
Yeah.
You can make it into a resort. It may not look like everybody else's, and it may not look, because I said, what does it look like 5, 10, 20 years?
Oh, yeah.
So right now, your resort that you're in now it's not going to look like the resort that you're going to be in 5, 10, 20 years from now. So create that. That's why I always say, a lot of people talk about like this whole fairy tale or the honeymoon stage. Are we in the honeymoon stage? No, you can make a choice to create that forever.
That honeymoon stage ain't got to be
It does not
forever.
have to be a short time period of, it's just because you're just now getting married. It's the same thing in every aspect of a relationship. Your love, there's going to be flaws and imperfections and craziness that happens. But at the same time, you create the narrative. That's the beautiful part about a relationship that a lot of us don't realize when we're young. Like we get to actually create this narrative. So even when shit does hit the fan, like, guess what? We can start the story over.
Absolutely.
And we create every last bit of this. We don't have to go by what society says, what social media says, what these movies say. And to take all of that out, we ain't got to say what our grandmama say, our friends are saying. What's for you is for you. And you create it for you and your person.
Yeah. I agree. So I got a question. You know, we had a episode and we talked about, and I don't even know, you're young, you might not be thinking this way, but is marriage on the table? We live in a world where marriage is, like I said, becoming extinct. Lala was on the Breakfast Club saying that, you know, most people don't want to get married.
Absolutely.
What is the conversation surrounding marriage, where y'all are, you know?
We talk about marriage all the time. I mean, he's me. I don't know. I'm not like a big affectionate, like emotional person, but I'm getting better with it. But I can say that he's brought up marriage way before I did. Like, not saying it wasn't on my mind, because at the end of the day, we're young too. But like I said, I didn't grow up seeing marriage or seeing like a man proposing to a woman or even talking about marriage. Like, marriage kind of seemed like a fairy tale how I grew up. Like, it's like only white women get that, or I'm not gonna get.
Excuse me.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Like a fairy tale. Like, this is not our reality. But you know, definitely marriage is on the table. We talk about it a lot.
You talking about the hood like y'all grew up. You know, Sal really didn't describe the hood like that.
I don't know how you described it, but
I don't know what he's talking about.
Sal didn't talk about the hood like that growing up.
trenches.
So you say you're not ready to get married?
Oh no, I am. I mean,
If he
like I
proposed
said,
to
I've
you
gotten
tomorrow,
better.
what you saying?
Of course, I'm gonna say yes.
Nice.
I mean,
What do you think is holding them
know.
back? What do you think is, like, you know, y'all still putting things together, or
yeah. Honestly, I mean, the way we talk, you would think we're older, but
you do sound older?
we just like to have all of our ducks in a row. I mean, of course, the baby came first, but we just have goals. That's what I honestly can say. We both have goals. Like me, I'm going to LPN school, and it's just my goal to finish next March, and then we want to work on a house. Like, we're going to get our credit together this year. We're trying to get a house. Marriage is on the table. Like, it's in the future.
Y'all got y'all stuff together with the credit?
Almost.
Y'all need help? Come holler at your boy.
You got it.
I got you.
All right. You
I
playing?
want-
No. I'm gonna help y'all out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help y'all get y'all.
Yeah. That's what we've been talking about, because we're upgrading now just so we can, have the space now, just be comfortable, and then this next year or two, it's just time to get it on. Like me, I just want to do better for my kid. So
That's good. Do you ever feel like, and this is a question I'm asking. I don't have kids yet. We're see how that goes. But do you ever feel like did the kid complicate your relationship? And I don't want to know this. I'm asking curious because I'm curious.
honestly, no. Like,
Being that y'all was so young.
and that's what I be sitting there saying, like, because, a lot of times you'll see, like, a couple have a kid. And honestly, I don't want to speak too early because she's only 6 months. But, you'll see a couple have a kid and they just get farther apart from each other. I honestly feel like she brought us probably a little bit closer, because how I am, not like I'm this strong, Black, independent woman, but I'm used to, I could do this on my own. Of course, he's here, but I had to get a C-section. So in that hospital, it was only me and him, because my mom couldn't come, my sister couldn't come, the nurses were there, but he had to be, like, he was always my person, but he really had to be my person. Like, I really had to depend on him. Like, he don't even do blood, and this is going to get graphic for a second. I had a huge blood clot that was like a golf ball. He don't do blood now. So I'm in the bathroom like, oh my fucking God, like, what's happening? I'm dying. And I'm like, don't call him, because he don't do blood. But I'm like, Isaiah, come look at this, bro. Like, look. He just, sucked it up and he came and looked at it. And it's just like we tackle things on together. So I lost track of what I was saying. But
you're a woman. We understand.
she brought us together. Like, we both want better because of how we grew up. Like, we want a better situation. Like, we want to get married. We want that house to be a happy home. Like, and not just, we don't want it to look happy. We want it to actually be happy. Mm-hmm. Our version of happy, like our version of love, and just being softer with each other, really. But I don't think she complicated it. She definitely made it better.
That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Who was his upbringing? Did he come from a 2-parent household? Or?
Yeah, he actually did. He came from a 2-parent home. They were married.
They're divorced now?
Things happened in between there, but he did come from a 2-parent home. So it was.
Because I do believe that your family, that could influence you on where you want to go. Mm-hmm. Because the reason why I got married earlier, I got married, I'm 29, I got married at 26. I proposed 2019. So when I proposed, I was 24. But we both came from married households, so I seen that growing up. I only knew my parents being married. She only knew her parents being married. So that was always the goal for me. So it's like, honestly, and it's funny because I wanted to get married sooner. And Shamara is so calculated where she said, nah, I want to finish school. Let's get to, like you're saying, let's get these stuff in order. We probably would have been married probably a year or two beforehand, but we had to get some things in order. So, but I do believe that, families and your upbringing and, your background do influence how you look at relationships and whatnot. But I have to give you your props, You're 21. Not too many young people at your age is really thinking like you're thinking. And, you might have to swap you out with your sister.
Next time we really go dive into her though. We really took it easy on her today.
This is good. Having this
great conversation.
Young love, there's love out there.
It is out there. You have to want it though. Both of you.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How did they put this? How can I ask this question? What do you think Dre, how was this question about the percentage of who puts in what? People say I put in 50, she put in 50 of the work.
Into the relationship?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. What do you mean?
Basically, I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I put in 50% of work, he put in 50% of work." But a lot of people don't understand. You need to put 100%.
Because you're only putting in half. You're only half doing it.
Yeah, I think the one that I heard was more financial.
Yeah, like
more so than
90.
I was just going on what you were saying, like the work part. Like we both have to be committed to a goal and putting in. We have to be, committed to putting in 100% of work. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, relationships is not perfect, and sometimes. I think I heard Michelle Obama was talking about how, there's times where I put in 60, he put in 40, or I was at 70, he was at 30.
Absolutely.
And, you just, because it's seasons of life. But once you, like I was saying, once you get past that seasons, and I'm not saying everything is perfect, but once you get past that, it's like love is love. It's like a roller coaster. Now it's fun. Now we're going to see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something after we close, right? Let me ask y'all this, all three of y'all. What level of commitment do you guys have to yourselves right now at this very moment?
Oh, man.
Yikes. What do you mean? Like everything?
Yep.
I'm actually, this year, I'm really devoting a lot more energy into myself.
Yeah. So what level would you say you're at now?
I'm at this moment going in, I'm at maybe... If
on a scale, let's say on a scale from, we'll say percentage-wise, 1 to 100%. Like
I'm probably at maybe about a 50, 60 going in, and I'm trying to commit myself to getting that up to 80, 90, because I can't be the best version. If Nick is not the best Nick, then he's not the person that Shamar fell in love with. And so if I can't be the best version of myself, I will never be enough for my wife. So this year I'm going into really mindset, skillfulness, business, whatever I got to do health-wise to get back to being the best version of myself so that I could be the best version for my wife and going forward. So to answer your question, I'm at a 60. I want to get that throughout the year, gradually getting up close as I can to 90 to 100%.
And when did you make that decision? All that you just said. When did you make that decision this year?
That was one of my goals, not
Coming
a
into the
resolution. One of my goals coming into the year.
So
It
you
was
are
more enough like in December.
How committed have you been to that commitment?
I've been very committed.
You on task with everything?
I'm not on like I could be better, but we're progressing in the different areas.
How fast?
Some stuff I'm doing it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff I'm building up habits. I'm trying to get rid of these bad habits and hire
Because
my
we all
new
know
habits.
that Nick is a procrastinator.
Oh,
We've been around each other long enough.
something.
We all know.
Y'all ain't been around me lately.
You've been working on that,
I've been working on
You're
myself.
not
my
the
man.
same Nick from yesterday.
my man. All
Yeah.
right. So what about you then? Since you got a lot to say,
Excuse me.
your level of commitment.
I'm doing pretty good for myself. I'm gonna say about 85%. I'm all in. In my head I've been saying like this is my year, like to be selfish a little bit.
And what does selfish look like?
Just putting me first, just taking time for me to be happy. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not slaving at no job no more. Like, I know that if I need to call off for a mental day, I'm going to do it, because if I'm not
We don't do
straight,
that. That's just the younger generation.
oh yeah, y'all be so committed to a job.
Who? Like hell we
Well,
don't.
not this one. She'll call off in a heartbeat.
And will.
Me, I'm gonna pick up and leave. If I'm not happy at that job no more, I'm gonna be gone. I've been doing that since 2020, but it's just something personal. Like, I'm ready to have another title to my name, so I'm on the ground with that. I'm ready to.
Mrs.
No.
Credential.
LPN.
Yeah.
Credential.
Yeah.
So you made this decision this year, coming into the year,
A little bit like December, kind of, but January.
and have you been committed to your commitment? Mm-hmm. Strong. Mm-hmm. No slacking.
No, actually, I got into the school. I took my test how I was supposed to. I'm on like track with the program to help me pay for the schooling.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Sile.
She not even done talking. Don't cut
my
her
bad.
off.
Right.
My bad.
Rude.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Sile.
You done?
Yeah, she done.
Mine is like, I would agree with Nick in like that 60-ish, 70-ish mark. Simply because like I know that I said that I wanted to do certain things, such as like, shut your mouth, like going to the gym. I know that was one of the things that I said, shut up. I said that I wanted to do.
Hey, Sile been doing sort of good though. We got to give her some credit. She's shown up in the month of January, like 7 days.
That's
Maybe
good.
6.
Well, let me tell you something. That the schedule,
6 or
this
7
man's
days.
this man's crazy schedule. That's good to even show up.
And that's why I'm not completely like discrediting myself, because I knew before you told me even waking up at that time, 4 a.m. guys, at that time to work out, I'm laughing at you like, are you insane? But the fact that I can see like I actually, even if it was 7 days, now granted I do plan to improve, but it was like, look at you. Look at you. I said that I wanted to start reading. I got books that I've actually been reading, because I'll buy a book in a minute, start reading it, and it's got dust on it.
You finished Atomic
I'm
Habits?
not finished yet, because I've been I've been switching back and forth between that Nipsey Hussle book I told you I had.
Atomic Habits is fire. Finish that before Nip.
Okay. Anyways, even like I love a good snack, but when I went and bought food, I bought things that were a little healthier this time around.
The Wheat Thins.
I don't have wheat
Veggie
thins.
straws.
I bought veggie straws. I bought
Is it good?
rice cakes. I love them. I like the ranch flavor. So it's just like even like little stuff like that. And like if you know like the Atomic Habits, just even in a little bit that I started reading, it's like small habits that are a part of a bigger thing. So even just getting in the habit of doing small things consistently will turn into like a bigger habit that you've developed over time. And even just doing like that, being that 1% better than you were the day before. So
You got to read a book.
So your
called-
level, how have you been with the level of commitment to your commitment?
I need to do better.
Okay.
Because if I said in my head, hey, I want to get in the gym, there should be no reason that I'm like, oh, I was sleepy. That's an excuse. Like, that's an excuse. And I know that. And I'll be the first person to admit that. So I definitely need to do better. Yeah.
You know what I had to tell? Let me tell you something before. I had to tell myself that I was in 2021, 2022, I was too comfortable with lying to myself. I was too comfortable. Too many of us we'll make a to-do list for the day and know good and goddamn well we ain't getting done with all of it.
Yep.
And I had to tell myself as an entrepreneur, if I can't make myself a promise and keep a promise to myself, how can I promise my clients that I could deliver a service that can help them? And that's one of my commitments. It's like, I don't care if it's as little as, Nick, you're going to have to make your bed 7 days a week.
Yeah.
As little as that, whatever I tell myself I'm going to do, I'm making it my duty to finish my to-do list every day.
Well, it's not overwhelming yourself too. I was watching
That's why
ET joint, and he was talking about. He said that he was like, anybody come to the stage that could juggle these 6 balls, I'll give you $1,000. So he had a couple people run up there to the stage.
Knowing good goddamn know what they can't do
They
it.
dropping the joint. So he's all right. I'll give you $1,000 if you could juggle 5. He got all the way down to 3 balls, and somebody finally got to 3, but barely. He said, basically, if you apply that to life, why are you trying to juggle around all these different things knowing that you can't do that? Like, you have to start with what you have and what you can do before you can actually progress.
We got to have a singular focus, man. We got to stop being all over the place. I heard a person talk about, do you know why a lion tamer tames a lion with a chair instead of a stick? They say that a lion is as weak as any other animal if he's not focusing on one thing. So the reason why they take a chair is because the chair has 4 things to focus on, and the lion can't be himself while he's unfocused. If you had a one stick, that lion would kill you. Mm-hmm. So the problem is that we're in life, we're trying to do the most, and we don't have a singular focus, and it's causing us to be as weak as that lion is. And really, what's that weakness is the procrastination. We don't have a singular focus. That's another thing going into 2023, trying to be singular in what I'm doing and not all over the place. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, that's
I just
my
want to throw that
problem.
kind of in there.
So I asked y'all that, we're getting out of here. But process. One of the things that we hear a lot is that it's going to take a process. Everything doesn't take a process, right? And the things that do, everything does not require a long process. I'm glad that you said that about lying to yourself, because that was actually one of the things I say. We lie to ourselves on a daily basis about things we know we have full control over, but choose not to control.
Yeah.
So my challenge to everyone is going along with the habits and the things that we need to fix and to increase our numbers as far as our level of commitment to ourselves, so that we could be better, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. You and I have children, so we can be better for our children, for those of you who are in relationships, for that, and for your future too, because you set yourself up for success, that doing certain things. Do something drastic this week. Make a drastic change this week. Something that you've been holding back on, procrastinating with, or something that you may have even started already and been consistent with it. Do something drastic this week and see what happens. We don't challenge ourselves enough at all in any area. You talking about relationships, something that maybe your spouse or loved one is like, yo, you always do this. You're like, oh, I'm working on it. Do something drastic. Just do it. Like, we do not challenge ourselves to see what we can actually handle. We just say, oh, I can't. Oh, it's going to take time. Oh, it's going to be a process. Bear with me. Or say, can you do that? I can't guarantee you. Well, why not? Do something drastic this week.
I'm actually in the middle of doing some drastic stuff as we speak. I'll let y'all know how it goes next week.
Cool beans, because I'm checking on all y'all. All right. Any takeaways? Nope. Great.
Take me away.
Hey. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered. Hey, go to our social media pages. Like, follow, subscribe. Hop on, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Hit us with some letters at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. We appreciate all the love and support. Until next time, play the moments, positive memories, stop the pain, keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
What's up?
BVU fam, we just wanted to take the time to thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered.
Because we love y'all.
And we miss y'all too.
Thank you for your support.
And we want you to take time out of your busy day and go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook. And for those of you who are not listening or watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And we also got, listener letters. So if you guys ever have a question that you want us to address, if you ever just want to write in and say, you know what, Nick, your hair is always on point, or
Big Mama is so funny, or Special K is so crazy, or that Dre always getting at the
Who
women.
is Special K?
Special K is crazy. But you can write us at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. That is info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com.
And always remember,
Play the moments.
Positive memories.
Stop the page.
and keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.